It says I'm recording, so I'm going to take it that I am recording. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Lady Alyssa. I wanted to do another video of the Stanley Parable Deluxe Edition. I had a ton of fun playing it before, and I've been meaning to do another video of it. And so I went ahead and booted it up, and it asked me to set the time like it did in the first video. And this was the second time I've opened up this game. I haven't actually played it since I recorded the video. So when I turned it on, I set the time, and it said, wow, you actually set the time. You know, most people don't do that the second time they boot it up. They just keep it at 12 and they call it good. So they said, they said something like, we really appreciate that it shows us that you truly care about the experience that you're paying for, or something like that. And so then I came to this screen. I was going to wait to start recording until I actually got to the home page, but they went ahead. I haven't seen this before, so I wanted to share this with everyone. So it says, tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. I kind of want to boot it up again, but I may reserve that for another time. I don't know. I guess I was like, oh, okay, put the time. I put the time in. I wasn't thinking, who cares about this? Let me just hit okay or something. That's just my brain. That's just me somehow. All right. So I got several requests when I played this through the first time, and there's still so very much of this game that I have not played or have not experienced. I forgot about the balloons. What did I pick as the balloon?
Sat at his desk in room 427, and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk.
One finger.
Buttons to push.
Not even one finger on each hand, just one finger total.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others
I forgot my drink across the room. This is going to be interesting.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Happy... What does that balloon say?
Never in all his years.
Happy 12th birthday, step-niece.
Complete isolation. Something was very
I can't believe I picked that.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
I don't know why I love this
he got up
cutscene.
from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I got a welcome back achievement. I'm assuming that's because I'm back. Okay. Seeing these balloons is like...
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Huh. Seeing these balloons is like going back home after like college or something to your like childhood room, and you're like, God, why was I like this? Figure Finders Committee. Oh, that's right, I have figures. Okay, so I'm going to leave the bucket for now. So there was a few requests when I played through this the first time. Let's see if I can remember anything. Oh, gosh.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I think I need to go on the one on the door on my left. Because I want to go in the storage closet. Have I already missed the storage closet? Oh. Trust the completionist instinct. Mission status. A large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs, something with somewhere both red and blue. Is this some kind of game? Looks like 427. I don't even have a name. Okay. Yes.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
So people said I needed to stay in the broom closet, and there's a broom closet ending. I want
There was
this.
nothing here.
I will be getting it.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
Mm-hmm.
No reason to still be here.
Okay. I kind of like the room. You know, it's kind of
Baffled
nice.
that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
I'm standing,
He wasn't
actually.
even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I like how it has the sound of me
Are
pressing
you
the key.
really still in the broom closet?
I am.
Standing around doing nothing?
Yes.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Can I close myself in the... I can. I am now in the broom closet. I am
You do
one
realize
with the
there's
broom
no choice
closet.
or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
That's fine. I have now given you a reason to mention it. I have enlightened you.
This is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
I don't
I
sound
bet
like
your
that.
friends find this concerning.
Look, people suggested this to me, okay? This was their suggestion. I am
Stanley was
here.
fat and ugly and really stupid. He
What?
probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Oh my
Had all the drug
gosh.
money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? That's so rude. Why is everybody gonna call me fat? All right, look, I'm self-conscious
Well, I've
enough.
come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
I'm not
Got
dead.
to this
Well, I
broom
might
closet,
be.
explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Very nice. Very, very nice of you.
Anyone who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics
What?
and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming.
What?
So that the irony and insightful commentary of this
Whoa,
game
whoa, whoa,
is
whoa,
not
whoa.
lost on them.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
What? That's rude. Come on. I'm not an idiot. I'm doing this on purpose. This is something I want to do. I don't think you understand that. I am here in this broom closet because I desire to be. I have absolutely no idea how long I'm supposed to stay in here. I'm assuming I'm just going to hang out. I'm just going to stay. I mean, like, look, we have a bunch of cool tools. I think this is a staple gun, the orange thing. We have 2 different types of wrenches. Actually, we have 3 different types of wrenches. I don't know what the bottom one is called. It just looks like a pipe wrench. And then we also have, I think one's a crescent wrench. I don't know what the other one is called. We have various types of tape and screwdriver. I believe these are like, these gotta be like wire cutters or something. And then we have like wire, so that explains wire cutters. We have more tape. We have another screwdriver. We have another, the 4th type of pliers. That might be needle nose. It could be regular, like what you just think of when you think of pliers. Who knows? I'm not really sure. I mean, it's not a wrench. I guess it could be a wrench. Nah, it's a plier. That's gotta be pliers. It's orange handle. Orange handle has to be pliers. And then another screwdriver up there. Now, I'm assuming that this is going to be like an actual ending. I'm assuming that this isn't just like he's now said everything that he's going to say, and I have no idea. I may have to fast forward in time. Who knows? For you guys, be a blink of an eye. For me, this could be a while. Who knows? Maybe I'll just let you guys join me on the adventure. Maybe I'll just open the door so it looks like I have some more space. Anything in this bucket? There is nothing in the bucket. There's not even a mop. There's just a broom. Where's the mop? And there's no dustpan for the broom either. It's like we're half equipped to do any chore. Can I climb this shelf? Can I do anything? Can I sweep while I'm in here? Can I just sit in the corner and like pout? I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm assuming this is an actual ending, right? As I stand here in silence, I question my sanity. So life's been crazy for me. Might as well fill the void with something. I may cut this out later. Who knows? Life's been crazy. Been working. The new Zelda game came out. That has been a true obsession for me. I've been playing it since release date, and it is awesome. That is an amazing game. I don't even think I'm a quarter of the way through with it. I feel like I've put a lot of hours into it. But we're putting an hour into this today, into Stanley Parable Deluxe. Stanley Parable 2. We're putting an hour into Stanley Parable today. I'm breaking the Zelda chain. I really don't know how long I'm supposed to be in here. I really want to step out. I don't know if I have the patience to stand in here. Right, so I did Google it.
Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus?
Nope.
Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Will you say anything else? I don't think he's gonna. I'm just gonna move on. We're just gonna move on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walks upstairs to his boss's office.
I think we're gonna go up. We're gonna go to the boss's office. Executive bathroom. Oh. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crime, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Wow, well that's inspirational, to say the least. What? Open. Well, that's not fair. Can I press a button? Unlock this door. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No, of course not. Oh, I messed up.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's been a minute since I played this. I don't actually remember any of this. I remember, like, the, like, I guess, ending. I don't know if it's a true ending. I don't know. With, like, all the monitors and everything.
Into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I'm just gonna go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Me either. It's gonna be great. Oof. Alrighty.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I really want to leave. It's gonna make me go down the elevator, isn't it? There's not another option, is there? Oh, fine. I'll go.
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Can I go up and down the elevator? Just annoy him. Maybe just one more time. Just one more.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
You know what? It might be the boss's office. I just really keep hoping that the door will be unlocked and I can leave and go back to my desk and sit there until 8 o'clock and then, or 5 o'clock or whatever my time it is to leave, and then clock out and go home. Oh, God.
Oh my God. It's the boss's office.
Kind of scared me a little bit.
This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
Oh. Yeah, all right, Mr. Narrator. You doing okay? It's gonna be okay, buddy. It's gonna be all right.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
No. Come on, Mr. Narrator. It's gonna be okay. Look, we're gonna work through this together. We're gonna go down in the elevator again. And then if you say something funny enough, then we're gonna come back up in the elevator again. And it's gonna be a great ride. It's like a free ride.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
And we go down again.
Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Ooh. Got that slap in there at the very end, right? I really want to do it again. Just one more time. I don't want this to be super repetitive, but I kind of hope he says something else. He might not. This might be like, done. Can't handle it.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go.
Is he punishing
Isn't
me?
this so much more exciting, you know, Stanley? It seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story?
I'm being punished, aren't I? I'm being punished for going up and down the elevator over and over again.
Surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to.
I want this elevator ride to go faster.
Unimaginative drivel all the time, and
What is that?
all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you. So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially...
Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
You from the beginning. They
Get me
really
out.
Look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact.
They must be very short.
This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's go. Oh, no. I'm being punished.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Ugh. World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. How we did it. The pyramids. Live. The guy who went to Mars. All eyes on Stanley. Oh, I'm not a public speaker. World Peace Baby?
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Stage door. Stanley, tonight live on stage. World's first sentient machine. Can I, Fine. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great.
Right.
Welcome, Stanley.
I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature
Chair,
of
gum,
surprise
table,
in
nut
storytelling,
bar.
and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Story, Stanley and Dad, age 6. Break a leg, champ, your boss. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You are too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. I love the way you ride elevators. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Break a leg, champ. He put that in there twice, Mr. Boss. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. You are co-workers. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. I don't read cursive very well. You make me feel alive. Your wife? The apartment ending? Oh, from the apartment ending. Up again, down again by Stanley. I like that. It's so dark. Oh. Right. You know, I don't think I knew that's what my face looked like. Well, I ended that one being famous. I'll take that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I know where I'm going, buddy.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
It is my bucket.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
Yes.
Even this is worse than I had imagined.
Ooh.
And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
Ugh, it is
That
my
your
best
relationship
friend.
is purely superficial and convenient? That your
What?
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket. As they have changed and evolved over the years.
Rich
Let
landscape.
him have it.
So, I like this bucket. I put stuff in it.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Oh,
Now it's settled.
I got a
No
sticker.
more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I got a sticker, guys. Look, it says property of Stanley.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to
Yes.
slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Give it to me. Yes.
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
I
That
love
way,
it.
If you're
I want
ever
another sticker.
unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
There is. I want another sticker. Please give me another sticker. I'm hanging out.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Is that it? Is that all he's gonna say? Look, guys, I've got 2 stickers. I get to play with 2 stickers on the bucket. There's no way I could play the bucket. There's no way I could play a storyline with the bucket without these 2 stickers. I'm going to have to come in here every single time to get these stickers. It's how it's done.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No. We walk downstairs. Hey.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
I like
What name
Figlies.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Cool. I've got a
Stanley
bucket.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his
Ugh.
post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Oh, we
He
are
looked down
crazy.
at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
I felt that.
Strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong.
It's got my name on it.
Surely
My bucket!
who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket?
My bucket!
Indeed. Now he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
But it had my name on it.
Now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it?
Oh,
I
that's
must
different.
find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me!
That's just you, the narrator.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were
My
his
bucket has my
special
name
bucket.
on it.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh,
It was
okay.
incredibly painful.
Yeah.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
I swallowed a bucket.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Backflipped all the way to work. Lily's fit. That's a long hike. Okay. I believe
All of his co-workers were
that
gone.
someone else
What
also
could it
said.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh, it's
Perhaps he
got
would
the
see something in the
stickers!
memo.
It's got my stickers. Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad I don't have to go to the broom closet every time, and it says property of Stanley. Okay, I believe someone else suggested that the very first ending I got with the bucket, where I took a left before I went into, like, the room, and I had the bucket with me. They said I should do it without the bucket, because I don't believe I did that the first time. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to go... I think I remember where I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to follow the normal path. I'm supposed to actually take the elevator down. Something to do with stairs, both red and blue. Large room, lots of boxes. Oh, okay, those are the 2 figurines I have left. I got you. I don't know what that does for me to collect them, but we're gonna move past that. All right.
To a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're gonna go upstairs. Oh, that's right. I don't think I can touch anything in here. I don't think I can open this either. Oh, I can! I really wanted to go in here last time. Oh, can I go up instead? Let's go up. I have no idea what this is gonna do. I've never been in the elevator before. I don't want to miss my chance. The door's been locked every other time. Kind of nice elevator music, though. Sounds familiar. I don't know why. This is a really long elevator ride. I can't really read this. It's so bright. Like neon. Recommendation from the Oversight Committee. A short history of the... Nah, I gave up. My brain stopped working. Is there something different if I go down? This is literally it. I just sit in an elevator that's jiggling, and that's it. I like how the narrator's like in the background, kind of like humming to it though. That's kind of cool. I get the feeling that nothing's actually gonna happen here, so I should probably move on. Well, it was a fun ride, at least.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began what Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Oops.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Sorry.
So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Oh, okay.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Did I almost just fall through the floor because I was too anxiously fast? Alright, down we go. What you got for me, narrator? Spin it. Oh, you didn't say anything. You're supposed to spin it, my dude. Oh. He's not even saying anything.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Because this is the way I went with the
This
bucket.
passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Would I, though?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. That was a very
As the
long drop for me
machine
to still be
whirled into
alive.
motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell,
Ooh.
Stanley.
Oof.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, that's very sad. Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Nature paintings. We have seen some of these hanging around. So here's my office. I walk in. That's the first cubicles I come to. This is where I get the bucket. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. You walk, and then here's your first decision, your two main doors. The two doors. The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. It's my desk, or it's just a desk? The office. I can't open any of these doors. I guess this is like what they look like. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Didn't know that. That's kind of cool. Filing cabinets. Office computer. That person's playing solitaire. They're installing something, and ooh, you're looking at your employees. Credits? Are we rolling credits right now? Developed by Crows. Art, audio developed, and Kevin Brighting as the narrator. And the impeccable, I'm sorry, I didn't introduce that properly. The impeccable Kevin Brighting. More of the office. An early version of the maintenance room. The filing cabinet. I can't sprint, right? No. Okay. We're gonna peruse. This reminds me of the bucket room where we had all the like bucket lore. Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. I didn't really need to be that close. I'm not blind, I promise. I'm just kind of how it happened. Office clock. Lounge. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Mind control facility.
Where he was supposed to be in the story. Stanley walked through the green door. Then he pushed the number 4.
Kevin Brighton, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively for all his fundamental understanding of good and bad games.
I just don't know if I can stand there and listen to voices overlapping each other. It's not a thing my brain likes. This was the very first iteration of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. There's a countdown ending? I don't think I've gotten that. It's just a bright window here. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it was too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Okay. Countdown room. An early version of the countdown room. Wow. No, I like the 4 billion monitors. I like that. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Looks like Portal. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. I don't think I've gotten the Zending. Escape menu. The game is now paused. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized that this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Fair. That would have been me. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color they had pulled. Ooh. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It featured a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Very cool. Oh, there's so much. Oh my gosh. The cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Behind me, that noise of it sounds like dripping or like wet footsteps, and I just imagine myself right now being in the back rooms and then having this thing attack me and I die. It's really unsettling. It's a countdown clock. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay. the cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. That's fair. Very fair. The office. The lounge. I like the later version of the lounge. I think it's best. Will the game feature capybaras? How do you stay in shape? Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use this further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are the selection of those emails. Of art and standalone title, I appreciate the credits given to art. Will Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? If the Stanley Parable is really going to let you go shopping, I hope it will be a fine selection of dessert boots. Okay, we could stand there probably for a long time reading those. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of this. There's so much. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created November 2011, the second March 2012, and the third in February of 2013. 1, 2, and Stanley's office. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. I feel like we've seen that. Maybe a little bit. We've been here. Okay, I haven't looked in here. Meeting room. The maintenance layout. The flow of hallway following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Ooh. Vent. I can go in a vent? One option. Two option, vent. Okay. I think I've looked at most everything.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
You talking about Stanley and the
No,
narrator?
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh.
Listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Is that really a thing? Did I do it? I should have let it squish me, right? Do I have time for one more ending?
This is...
I'm gonna skip the beginning. I think I do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
What happened?
Yes,
What
Stanley
happened?
thought to himself. Yes,
What happened?
perhaps it
What
truly
happened?
was. How insightful the bucket. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. That's a caution.
No, said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all
Oh.
the way to the top.
What's that over
There's
there?
something up there I need you to do.
There's a
Stanley
thing.
did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I want to go back over there. I missed a doll. There's a vent?
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
What dark room? I don't see a dark room. Take me back. Aw, man. I wonder what the bucket's telling me to do. Oh.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
I don't know if I've picked up the phone before.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Your bucket. Press 1 to make me work with you, or I.
The Stanley Parable Insurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press M to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something
Got a
to him, but I
soundbar.
don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
It could hold other things.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine
It
to it.
also has my name on it.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
To relive the same day with me over and over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
To go home and work. To go home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
No.
Hear what the bucket has
No.
to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand.
Why?
Perhaps.
Why is this
If I
path
had the bucket, this
lit
would
with
be
candles?
less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Guys.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
I have a doll to get, and then after
Stanley
that,
pushed the bucket tightly to his... This was
then
not
we're
the
calling it
correct
good.
way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to
This
him,
is such a great
telling him
game.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The
Bucket was wrong.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I'm going off script, y'all.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines.
Ooh.
None of us can.
Let's not call it that. Figler antlerines. No, I don't like that. Nah, I liked the other ones better. I'm just gonna go in this vent. I don't know where this leads, but whoa. Okay. Alrighty then. Cassette tapes? Dialogue? Narrator dialogue? Narrator dialogue? Narrator dialogue? It's all narrator dialogue, okay?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track.
Evidence 252?
Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it.
So creepy.
I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Monetize it?
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
I don't think this is
But
your
I have
ticket
to
to the
be
chocolate
careful,
factory.
Because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back.
Oh.
Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Caporata.
What? Ooh. Guys, talk about leaving me in suspense. That turned into a horror game real fast. Holy crap. Oh, if something had jumped out, I would have screamed. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I think we've made some really good progress here. I love this game so much because I feel like even playing it for another hour here, I didn't experience the same thing twice, which is so awesome. There's so many different endings. There's so many different paths to go through. I really, really like the concept of this game a lot. And I may end up playing maybe one more. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this off here. I think the Stanley Parable is a masterpiece. I think it is so well crafted. Storyline, narrator, you name it. The environment is very interactive, but also not at the same time, which is like super cool because then after the first couple runs, you don't feel like you're lost just trying to click on everything, even though, I mean, I still kind of do that just because of gamer instincts, but I feel like knowing that, okay, most of this is not going to be interactable, the interactive part is my decisions and what I choose. So I don't know. I really enjoy that. I really like that. And I hope that you all have as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. And I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Loved the Stanley Parable, and I might just play one more. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see more, if you want to see another episode of this. If not, I'm probably just going to play it on my own time when I have time. But thank you everybody so much for joining me on this adventure, and I hope to catch you in the next video, everybody. Later.